You just poured your oils and lye together, hit blend, and within seconds, your soap seized into a lumpy, unworkable mess. Sound familiar? Your stick blender might be the reason why. I am Kathy the Clumsy Soaper, and today we are going to cover the stick blender tips every soaper should know. You will learn how to get cleaner trace, achieve faster pours, and avoid common blending mistakes that ruin batches, whether you make soap at home or at a commercial scale. Let us get blending the right way together. Let us talk about one of the most important pieces of equipment in your soap-making workspace, the stick blender. I like to think of it as the steering wheel of your batch. Get comfortable with it, and everything goes smoothly. Ignore the details, and your soap can seize, splatter, or trace unevenly before you even know what happened. We have got 7 practical tips coming up that will genuinely change how you work. Before we get into the details of stick blender technique, let me give you a quick picture of why this actually matters in your soap room. Your stick blender controls how fast your batter reaches trace, which directly affects everything you do next. Pour technique can give you lumpy, uneven batter, burn out your motor, send raw lye solutions splashing dangerously, and steal your design window before you even pick up a skewer. When you understand the technique, you protect yourself, your tools, and your soap. Here is the first tip that will save you from one of the most common beginner frustrations, and honestly, even experienced soapers forget this one. Always keep the stick blender head fully submerged beneath the surface of your oils and lye mixture before you turn it on, and keep it under while it runs. Think of it like an aquarium pump. The moment it breaks the surface, it pulls air in instead of liquid. When air gets dragged into your soap batter, those tiny bubbles get locked into the loaf during saponification. After your 4 to 6 week cure, you slice open a beautiful bar and find little pinholes scattered through it. Not ideal for selling, and frustrating after all that work. Staying submerged also stops that messy splashing that can send caustic lye mixture onto your skin or across your workspace, a real safety concern, not just a tidiness one. The result is a smoother, more even emulsification from the very start. Here is tip number 2, and this one is a game changer for beginners and experienced soapers alike. Instead of holding down that stick blender and running it continuously, use short pulses. Blast it for about 5 seconds. Lift it, stir manually, then pulse again. Think of it like seasoning a dish. You add a little, taste, adjust. You never dump everything in at once. Pulsing gives you even mixing and total control over how fast your batter moves to trace. And here is the big reason this matters. Continuous blending is the #1 cause of seized soap. When you run your blender non-stop, you accelerate emulsification so aggressively that your batter can go from fluid to a crumbly, unusable mess in seconds. There is no recovering a seized batch. Pulsing keeps you in the driver's seat, giving you time to check consistency between bursts and catch any problems early before they become disasters. Here is one habit that separates tidy soapers from messy ones. Before you lift your stick blender out of the batter, give it a gentle tap against the inside wall of the pot. That tapping action dislodges any air bubbles trapped inside the blender head. If you skip this step and lift straight up, those trapped air pockets release all at once, spattering raw lye batter everywhere. Tap first, then lift slowly, then stir. Cleaner blend, cleaner workspace, safer process. Here is a small adjustment that makes a noticeable difference in your results. Instead of holding your stick blender perfectly straight up and down in the pot, take it just slightly off vertical. That gentle angle changes how the oils and lye solutions circulate around the blade, pulling more of the batter through the mixing zone. Think of it like stirring a thick stew. Straight down barely moves the bottom corners, but a slight tilt sweeps the whole pot. This reduces trapped air pockets and gives you a much more uniform trace throughout your entire batch. Here is something a lot of new soapers overlook. Your stick blender is not just a blending tool. Between pulses, you can simply use it as a stir stick. No power, no switching to a spatula, no fumbling around with extra tools. Just lift it slightly and stir manually. It keeps your batter moving, prevents any separation settling, and honestly, just makes your workflow so much smoother at the bench. Cleaning your stick blender immediately after use is one of those habits that separates a tidy, efficient soaper from one who is constantly fighting contaminated equipment. Raw soap batter contains active lye, and oils leave that sitting on your blender and it continues saponifying, hardening into a stubborn residue that stains the plastic and clogs around the blade housing. First, wipe the head thoroughly with a paper towel to remove the bulk of the batter. Then, rinse with hot water to flush out what is left. Follow that with a proper wash using dish soap. If your blender head detaches, take it apart. Batter hides in that joint between the head and the shaft, and that trapped residue will contaminate your very next batch with old, partially saponified material that throws off your emulsification. Think of it like a kitchen blender after making a smoothie. The longer you wait, the harder the cleanup becomes, and the worse the next batch tastes. In soap making, that delay costs you far more than just extra scrubbing time. Your stick blender will talk to you before it dies. You just have to listen. A burning smell means the motor is overheating and breaking down internally. A sluggish, struggling blend means the blade is dull and working twice as hard to do half the job. Both signs tell you the same thing: replacement time. Stick blenders are inexpensive tools, so pushing a dying one risks ruining an entire batch mid-trace, and that is a costly mistake compared to a cheap replacement. And that wraps up our stick blender tips. Remember the 3 essentials: pulse in short bursts rather than running continuously, keep that blender fully submerged to avoid air bubbles in your batter, and clean it right away before soap sets up and ruins your next batch. These habits protect your emulsion, your equipment, and your sanity, whether you are crafting small artisan batches or scaling up for production. You have got this, and your soap-making journey is just getting started. Once again, this is Kathy the Clumsy Soaper. Be blessed and be a blessing to others.